So, welcome everybody. Salam and a very warm welcome to the fourth Bristol Muslim Conference, hosted by the Bristol Muslim Strategic Leadership Group. Bristolians are proud people, and Bristolian Muslims are no exception. And Bristolian Muslims, let's say a little bit about them. And you will see here that you can actually download this booklet from the council website and our Bristol Muslim Strategic Leadership website as well. And in that, you'll find that Muslims are really an active bunch in city leadership, in city politics, and in national politics too. We've got so many civic and charitable organizations, and it's no surprise that Muslims volunteer like crazy. And they don't just do it at Christmas, they do it all year round. And that is a real key feature of the Islamic faith. So Muslims will always be seen to be volunteering for charitable events. In fact, every single one of us here are volunteers. And so you'll see that, and that comes out in the volunteering quality of life survey as well. And of course, we have lots of community and cultural events. Many of you would have heard of the Grand Iftar, which is not only a sort of Bristol-based thing, but actually it started, this is the home of Grand Iftars, and now they've spread to all over the country, but we still have the biggest one here in Bristol. We used to have the Islamic Cultural Fair, which we hope to revive, we hope at some point soon. And of course, we've got the Bristol Muslim Conference and many things in between all of those. So like we said, we're an active bunch of people and really take a lot of part in our city. But all is not always well in the city of Bristol for Muslims. And here's some sobering statistics for us. For example, only 17.9% Muslims are in full-time employment compared to the Bristol average of 36.6%. Muslims have got a lower proportion of people in managerial or professional occupations. You can see the stats there. Almost a quarter of Muslims have never worked or are long-term unemployed, compared to the Bristol average of 5.5%. Many Muslims, in fact almost half, live in social rented accommodation, a higher proportion than the population as a whole, as you can see, almost double. People from Muslim backgrounds are increasingly in need of mental health and psychological services, but they struggle to access it, or the services that are there do not adequately meet need. Religious hate crime has risen in recent years, and Bristol is absolutely no exception. And actually, that is the bit that brings us on to the conference theme, which is why is hate so popular, and particularly the power of social media. We have seen recently things have changed for us a lot. For example, you'll see there an image of the violence and the riots that we had across the country, and Bristol had its fair share, unfortunately. Sadly, those were the ugly scenes that we witnessed here in Bristol, and I know that Chief Inspector Vix, who led a lot of the work in dealing with those riots, is here with us. Sorry, Vix, maybe you just want to show you're here. Thank you very much for keeping us safe and providing the reassurance that our communities needed at that time. And we can speak, I think, from most of our communities that the support that you gave us, the interactions that we had were absolutely second to none. And as Bristolians, again, we are really very proud of the interactions and the relationship that our communities have with the police here in our local vicinity. We are really very lucky for that. But we know that these riots were triggered by the murder of 3 little girls up in Southport, and they were fueled by the false claims that somehow the perpetrator of the attack was a Muslim and an asylum seeker, sadly. Now, this was in addition to broader sort of Islamophobic, racist, anti-immigration rhetoric that had been going on leading up to those riots, and lo and behold, social media was the tool used to spread this misinformation. And this is really challenging because social media is a tool for good, but it's also a tool for bad, as we saw in our country. And it did our country no good in terms of its reputation abroad when they were listening. And, you know, I'm sure many of us had phone calls from our relatives saying, oh my gosh, Britain is all up in riots, because as far as they were concerned, the whole country were in riots. And if you remember, some countries had actually advised against travelling to the UK during that time. So it wasn't a great time, but it's really about time we all sat down, reflected, and thought some more about what is going on here. And so this is what this conference is about.